I wanted to do a little video for day one, and what better time
In
to
1
do
mile,
it
turn left.
than my day one. Today's day one for me at a hospital in Indiana. Why did I choose Indiana? That's crazy. Basically, it was just to get closer to home. I missed my mom. And I think you'll find every now and again when you are on the road traveling that you start to miss home, and you're like, okay, I gotta go home. I have to see my friends. I have to see my family. Cody and I have some business stuff we wanted to get taken care of as well, so we decided that we were going to move home and take care of business and whatnot. So anyway, day one for me, and I am
Use
heading
the left
to
lane
work.
to merge onto US.
Sorry, I'm navigating at the same time as talking, which is not easy.
Turn left.
So we came from Texas, where it's been averaging when I wake up in the morning probably like 60 degrees outside, and we are now in Indiana where I woke up and it was 32 degrees outside. So I am like a super warm weather kind of person, which is why we waited to move back home
In
until
6.2 miles.
we wanted to wait until it was warmer outside. So we figured May, it's gonna start warming up pretty soon, but for whatever reason we were completely wrong, and it's 30, well now it's 36, so it's a little above freezing. Anyway, let me get back to day one because that's really why I'm doing this, and I ramble so much. Day one, you want to show up with a lunch or money for lunch. You want to show up with, if you're on the floor, obviously you would just wear your normal scrubs. Because I work in the OR, I have to have an idea, am I going to be wearing their scrubs or do I need to purchase scrubs? Because some hospitals will ask that you purchase scrubs, and your company will reimburse you for that, so you don't have to worry about that. But you just want to have the idea before you get there, and that's something you'll talk to your manager about, is if you're going to be wearing your own scrubs or if you're purchasing them, or what you're gonna wear. Day one is picture day, guys, so make sure you're ready to look your best for a camera. After that, who cares? I don't. I'm gonna wear my hair up every day, and I'll still put makeup on because I still have to deal with patients and whatnot, and I don't want to look like a total criminal, but so you want to look presentable day one. You're also gonna get your locker. You're gonna go over paperwork, go over your schedule, and for me, I have to take a lot of call at this contract, so I have to go over my call schedule. You get a tour of the facility, and one important thing I want to mention when you get your badge, you want to make sure it opens all doors that you need access to. Day one for me at my first contract, I got locked out of my department, and luckily somebody had just shown me in like a back way. There was like one door that was broken. It didn't lock, so I was able to get in through my locker room to get back into my department, and then I was able to talk to my manager and be like, hey, my badge doesn't work. So make sure you have access while you're still with somebody who can do something about it. Learn how to punch in. You have to learn, are you going, as a traveler, some companies, some hospitals want you to use a paper form of a timesheet, and some companies just say, well, the hospital will submit it. You always want to keep record of a paper form as a backup. That's just something that's common. I don't always do that. If this last contract when I was in Texas, they did a very accurate job of keeping track of my hours. Not all hospitals will do that, so you want to just make sure you're getting paid for the time you work. That's what's most important. Especially taking a lot of call, that's a couple $100 a week or every other week that's on the table. Ticket on day one, probably a bad idea. So, but also don't be late on day one. Be on time. And by on time, I mean show up like 5 or 10 minutes early. The manager that I talked to yesterday on the phone specifically told me he's gonna show up right at 7, and I'm gonna meet him there right at 7. He said that he normally comes in at 8:30, so 7 o'clock's early for him, and he's like, so I'll be there precisely at 7 o'clock, so. That is pretty much all I'm gonna share with you at this moment, because I'm gonna finish my coffee and I'm gonna continue driving, and I have a 25-minute drive, so I like to listen to podcasts and audiobooks on my drive to work, so I'm gonna do that. Well, it's the end of day 1, and I actually was not able to film right away after work because it was not a good day at work. And when I say not a good day, like, do you ever just constantly say, like, what? What do you mean that's what they do? I don't know if anybody's gone to a facility before where they just think, what book did they get that out of? Or where did they learn that technique? Or what? Like, that doesn't even go according to any sort of standard for nursing out there. That does not even make any sense. Today, for me, was full of those moments. Now, without saying anything about a patient, anything that I did, or anything that happened, I can't really, like, describe it to you, but the only thing I can say to anybody who just experienced a first day like mine, go home. Say nothing to anyone until you have poured yourself a glass of wine. Yes, when you're a travel nurse, you become dependent on things that make you feel better. For me, I came home, I took my dog. First I poured myself a glass of wine, and then I took my dog and we ran as fast as we could on the closest nature trail. And I drank half of it before we got there and half of it after we were done running. And that completely calmed me down to a point where I was actually able to make a video. When I was leaving work, there were questions of, do I think I can do this for 13 weeks? Now, I'm the kind of person who's going to give it a second chance. I'm going to at least give it a week, because from what I've learned as a travel nurse, it takes a week to feel acclimated, I guess. In this situation, it's going to have to be, it takes a week to feel like this isn't as crazy as it first seemed. There are so many things that are different from everything that I've been taught. And I was taught at a very good hospital with high standards. So when I see the things, I want to scream. So basically what you should take away from this video is, first day sucks every single time. Some first days suck more than others. First weeks tend to suck sometimes. But once your first week's done, you only have 12 left, so give it a chance. If you think that there's something unsafe happening at the hospital you're working at, or you think that something's happening that might not be in the policy, or you think that you definitely want to look at the policy, you can go to your manager. You can say, okay, I need to read the policy on A, B, and C, and they'll give it to you. And sometimes it's so crazy how much power a hospital has, and how little the state has to say about what they expect. So there could be, like, you could go from a hospital who has super high expectations of, you know, A, B, and C, and then the next hospital, they're like, we don't care about that. And you're going to be totally shocked because you're expecting the best when you travel around, and then you go to a hospital that it's like nobody cares, and you're the only one going, is this for real? Luckily, I am at a hospital where there's 3 other traveler nurses and no regular staff, and every single one of us is like, what? To at least one thing. There's an older nurse who's like, that's old school. Oh my God. Don't get me started on people who say, we do that because that's the way we've always done it. I'm sorry, but there is best practice. There is evidence-based practice. There's things out there people have studied to change things that are hurting people, making people have bad recoveries, bad outcomes. Like, there is like so much research out there. Why would we settle for that's the way we've always done it? That to me is the most irritating thing. And I hope nobody has a day like I had today, full of people who that's the way we've always done it. And yeah, our doctor does it this way. We don't really know why. Nobody asks questions. Hello? It's like your number one job as a nurse is like to question if this is the best thing for our patient, especially like in surgery. We are their advocate. They are asleep. They don't have a say. So we need to be questioning these things. It's important as a nurse. And I mean, if you have issues, I would say talk to the manager of your department, talk to your recruiter. So after I make this video, I plan on texting my recruiter. I don't call her after a certain time because I know she has a life, she has a family. I'm not going to sit and bother her, you know, late at night, but I'm definitely going to drop it in a text message. She can get back to me when she has free time. I'm not going to bother her about this. This is something that I have come to realize as a traveler. If you've had the worst day ever, there's nothing they can do about it till tomorrow anyway. So just drink your wine, exercise, do what you gotta do, and sleep on it. By tomorrow morning, you can talk to your recruiter, you can talk to the manager with us. I'm going to have a sit down. There's going to be definitely, I took notes today, and there's going to be things we discuss, but talk to people, and a lot of times you will feel better after you chat with people. Now, not always. Sometimes hospitals are like, this is the way we do it, we're not changing it, just you have to adapt. And it's like, okay, then in the court of law, you better have my back. And then you document the crap out of every single thing that happens in your situation. But as far as recruiters go, mine personally, I had a bad contract 2 contracts ago, and they were like, whoa, this is not what they told you over the phone, and I am so sorry. If you need to get out of this contract, our company does not hold back money because you left a contract early. Some will charge you a fee. You need to look into that for yourself. Some companies do charge fees, but my company was like, we can start looking tomorrow for another contract. You let me know what you want to do. And I ended up sticking it out, and I made a lot of good friends, and it wasn't as bad. It just wasn't what I was expecting. So that's the hard part, but I'm going to sleep on it, drink on it, and that's my plan. You can come up with your own plan. If you're in a situation where you don't think you can handle anymore after one day, then by all means, talk to your recruiter. But it looks really bad leaving a contract on day 2, so it has to be really bad. So that kind of just gave me an idea for my next short video. I'm going to do a short 2-minute clip on leaving your contract early and some of the downfalls of that. And yeah, that'll be in my next video. So come back. We're going to talk about what happens when you leave your contract early.